Good morning. Welcome to Morning Thoughts with Danny. I'm gonna jump straight into it. So, things have to end in order for new things to begin. But I think a lot of times we have a really hard time knowing when to call it quits. And I think a lot of that comes from pride and ego. Like a lot of us, and myself included, is sometimes guilty of staying in things longer than we need to, longer than we should, longer than we know, like far past the expiration date. And that goes for like friendships, relationships, at your job. And I think it's important for us to like really find peace with letting things end, letting things go, knowing when to say enough is enough, knowing when to call it quits, knowing when to stop, knowing when to walk away. Because in order for new things to begin, something has to end, something has to get put aside. You have to let things go in order to bring new things in. And I was just really thinking about that. I was thinking about that a lot because if you guys do not know, and if you are new here, you've never seen me before, I was acting for a really long time. I was an actress for years and years and years, and I've done some things on TV, and I've done some movies, and I've even made my own movies. And lately, my agent has been sending me a lot of really good auditions, and something in me has just not been interested, right? And so it's led me to have this thought like, is it time for me to let it end, right? Because I just don't care that much about it anymore. It's not like I'm emotionally attached to it. So that's a question that I've just been asking myself recently, like, is it time to let it end? Or do I just kind of keep it where it's at until, I don't know, something else comes along? But yeah, overall, in thinking of that, it made me think of everything and how sometimes like we delay the end of something. I don't know if it's out of fear or out of comfort or maybe a little bit of both, because it's really easy to stay in something, stay somewhere you're not really happy just out of proximity or out of comfort. In relationships, sometimes people are in relationships for far longer than they know they should be. Like it ended years ago, right? Whether mentally or emotionally or physically, something in that relationship ended, but you're still there just out of comfort, right? Because you don't want to start over, or out of proximity, because it's like that person's already there. So why go elsewhere? So it's that type of thing. And I was just really thinking about it. And that was my thought today. Like, things have to end in order for new things to begin, and endings are not always bad. Like everything has its course, everything runs its course, and everything has an expiration date. And sometimes we don't know when that expiration date is, and sometimes we can very clearly see when that expiration date is, and it's up to us to say, okay, that's done, that's over with. That was a moment, that was a time, cool, move on, walk away. And I think ultimately in the end, when you gain that confidence and you gain that like ability to say, okay, this is it. This is the end point. This is when I've had enough of this job, of this relationship, of this friendship. Time to pack it up, right? I think when you allow yourself to say, okay, that's over with, you actually open the doors for new things to come, better things to come. Because I don't know if you're a praying person or whatever you believe in, but we can all agree that when we know what we want, it's very easy to spot what we don't want. And I think as you grow and as you learn as a person and you say, okay, that's the end of that, because I need this thing to start. I need this thing to become whatever it is I want it to. Like you cannot, like let's say you want to be a millionaire, right? And you come up with this idea and you're like, I want to make this into $1 million brand, business, company, whatever. Well, you have to make a lot of changes. In order to successfully become one thing, you have to be okay with ending certain habits and certain ways of thinking and being and moving in order to open up your world and put yourself in position to have the new beginning that puts you in the direction of becoming a millionaire. So yeah, that was my thought this morning. Like, okay, I got a birthday coming up on December 4th, and it's literally like a month away at this point. And so I'm just thinking, like, going into my personal new year, what new things do I want to welcome in? But in order for me to make space for new things, what do I need to get rid of? What do I need to purge? What do I need to put a stop to? Like, what has to end in order for there to even be space for new things to begin? And whether that's mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. So I was just thinking about that. And that's my thought today. And I hope you think about that too. I hope you think about, what in your life needs to end in order for the next phase of your life to begin. That's it.